Hi, today's video is about a lie told by Google. I've censored the hell out of this page, but here we go. Our systems, you mean Google's AI, has detected unusual traffic from your computer network. No, you didn't. You detected that I clear all my cookies and block a bunch of advertisements. That's what you're showing. This page checks to see if it's really you sending the request. Bullshit. You're not checking for robots, number one, because ironically, you're using a robot to check me. And number two, you claim it's reCAPTCHA. If you're not aware of it, what this project was supposed to be about was feeding in slightly hard to read books that the computers were having trouble reading consistently for digitizing books so they'd be free and open book projects. Remember those altruistic things we got told was going to happen because of computers? And that fed into all of us believing in it. It was a lie. It was so that it could be used for language learning models to train AI so they could make our creative works into something they could pump out. Prolly feed. Please look up Proll, I think it's Y, feed. Look up the prols. Look up 1984. I'm not kidding. This is literally, we're doing it, okay? These are algorithmically and AI generated works. We call it AI slop, but really it's just what they wanted. Oh, it says it wants images. No, it wants me to train the AI model. It's not about detecting unusual traffic ever. It's detecting that I'm making myself harder to track, and they want trackability. Now you might think, okay, doesn't that just kind of act as a token to prove you're the previous person? Yeah, that is the whole point of me making sure it doesn't happen. So yeah, and I was looking up defective EPROMs. I'm going to be doing a video later, maybe, if I find the right parts for this. It was based on a, would you like to be Locutus of Borg for Halloween, and instead making fake security cameras to remind the elites that you can play at that game unless you start actually actively hunting us down. So anyway, today, again, I'm not a robot and I don't have to prove it. So I'm going to show you how. First off, let's do the view and reduce the zoom down to actual size, which is, by the way, one of my favorite Buffy the Vampire Slayer episodes. And I'm going to pause the video until I can get it to work and show you how many times I had to type in my demand, not request, and show you that they're not checking for bots. They're just checking for cookies. And just like that, the problem's gone because it found a cookie. It doesn't matter that it's a forged cookie from like 8 years ago. And it found my location, if you're not aware of it. Basically, I tell it that I'm at Point Nemo in the middle of the ocean because when you visited at one time, when you visited the Gorilla's website, you could pick up a cookie that said that their website was hosted out of Point Nemo in the middle of the ocean because that was part of their Plastic Beach promo. And it was cute. I grabbed it. So I still have in my computer the ability to inject that, yeah, I'm totally at Plastic Beach, because that way the whole idea at the point, this was a thing in the background, was that if you visited the Gorilla's website and went through the game, it said it would let your computer basically say that you were out in the middle of the ocean with them at a beach having a party. It was the largest beach party in history, trying to get 1 million people out in the middle of nowhere where you couldn't possibly have one. But anyway, today I'm looking up defective EPROMs, which I'm going to hit image search and see if it gives me one. And I have a lot of things blocked on here as best I can, but a defective EPROM with a window on top looks uncannily like a wow, they don't show it. Okay, defective IR. Oh, UV. Excuse me. EPROMs. It looks a shit ton, well, on the small square versions like this, but every microchip that has an exposed surface on it looks a lot like an old style camera. And sticking a lens in front of it so it really magnifies it can be quite effective at convincing someone that they've got cameras pointed at them if you wanted to mess with the elites. Anyway, this was always a lie, period, full stop. And it didn't care about my search for defective EPROMs being somehow the sign of a bot. it was the sign of somebody looking up something that's either being censored or restricted. But no, it's really just it wants to see some kind of cookie on your computer, any kind of cookie. If you clear your cookies, you're going to get harassed. The whole point is if you're trying to maintain privacy, you will be made inconvenienced. And you just got to get used to it. When I look at YouTube videos, I have to load the video with the play turned off. I've disabled play, autoplay for the videos, and then I have to reload the page. Yes, it's an extra step, but I do that because I refuse to give them my credentials. So that's their little passive aggressive shitty thing. So anyway, verification challenge expired. Yeah, and I'm totally a robot. Meanwhile, all I had to do was just load it again. It wasn't unusual activity from my computer. It was you were looking for a cookie, any cookie. And maybe trying to find out that I'm out in the middle of the ocean partying with gorillas. Anyway, totally don't go looking on eBay for 1 penny a pop flash EPROMs, optical EPROMs that are outdated. Nobody uses these much anymore. And don't look up how to use a ceramic saw to cut one into a nice square piece with just a few wires sticking out so it looks exactly like a camera module. Totally as a joke. It was part of a Locutus of Borg, and yes, that's how you erase them if you want to just get it done. It was part of a Locutus of Borg Halloween outfit I made. It was on, I think it was on Maker or some other how-to site. But yeah, you want to get the one, if you can get it, that has 4 of those little windows, so it looks like an RGB and other. I'll show you what it looks like. The ideal one for it, if you can find one. But any of them, as long as it looks all high-techy, is great. And the idea with these, if we open a new tab, open image in new tab. Yeah, open image in new tab. Thank you. These 4 cell group ones look a lot like one of the early forms of camera imaging dye, where it would focus 3 individual red, green, and blue filtered images onto these squares with a border around it, and the 4th one was used for infrared. That was an actual camera unit. A lot of them didn't even need the filtering, they just had it built in. They were just sensitive to red, green, blue, and ultraviolet or infrared or whatever. So anyway, yeah, don't look up any of this or anything. But again, this was always a lie, always will be. Google lies to you. Every corporation does. Always remember that. Never forget it. And why did this happen? It's because, and if you read it between the lines, it says, yeah, it's because you cleared your cookies and you're trying to maintain your privacy. And again, I'm in the middle of the ocean, floating on a dinghy or something. Bye.